Hi there, I'm Mike. What I have for you today is Star Wars The Black Series Smuggler's Run 4-pack, which is a Galaxy's Edge exclusive. Well, more of a Disney exclusive. If you watched my Droid Depot review, this is pretty much the same. This is one of 3 4-packs or 3-packs, or again, we'll get into that. But this is one of 3 of these released. It's available anywhere around or at Disneyland or Galaxy's Edge. If you don't want to go to Disneyland but you still live in Southern California, you can go to downtown Disney and pick these up without even entering the park. As I understand, they're also going to release these on shop.disney.com or disneyshop.com or whatever Disney's website is for buying things. It's going to be on there eventually. But before we get into the figures inside, I kind of want to just talk about the box. I never really do this, but this is a unique box and I just want to get into it. We have a kind of standard Star Wars The Black Series artwork on the front where it's kind of black and white. We've got Hondo, which is the figure I'm looking forward to the most of all of these boxes. Rey, Chewbacca, and some Porgs. We also have them all listed down here. You also see that Rey is listed as where she's from Batuu, which is actually what this outpost, the planet this outpost is on, is Batuu. We'll take a look at the side here. You can see we've got kind of a standard Star Wars The Black Series Hondo, Naka, Porgs, Rey. That's what they look like on the side of every box. The other box just kind of has some Arabesh on the side. The whole box kind of looks like one of the Jedi books. Kind of has a worn, kind of bookish look to me. And then this is the back where we get little bios on each figure. And I'll read these as we get to each figure, so I'm not going to get too much into that. You can see the Galaxy's Edge logo down here. Also, the price is $69.99, which is honestly about $10 less than I thought it was going to be for a 4-pack, even though it's not a 4-pack. But if you do have a Disneyland annual pass, you can get this for 20% off, which is what B-Boy Fett did. That's what I'm calling him because it's his Instagram name. Go ahead and follow him on Instagram. He's a cool guy. He's a member of the 501st Legion. I met him at Force Friday in front of Toys R Us one night. We kind of hit it off. So I saw that he was there this last weekend and I hit him up and he bought them for me and gave them to me today. So I'm actually going to open this up for the first time, never having opened before. You guys are seeing this fresh. I'm going to go ahead and open this up this way so you can kind of see what's in. You see we've got the figures here. We've got Hondo, which I'm very much looking forward to. We've got 2 Porgs that look to be the same Porg but with different eyes. Again, we'll get into all this. I'll pull this out. We've got Rey and kind of, I know she's got the new face printing, which none of the other Reys like this have had. And then we've got Chewbacca here. On this side, we've got a little kind of rundown of what this 4-pack is all about. Scavengers, smugglers, and rebels meet at Batuu, a remote outpost on the Galaxy's Edge. In a time where conflict spans the galaxy and allegiances are challenged, the lines between hero and villain become blurred. Everyone must find a way to survive, even if the means of survival requires breaking some rules along the way. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and get the tray out. So just kind of get a little knife here and cut along the top. You can cut the top or bottom, either way. It doesn't super matter. There's a little cardboard in here that pulls up, and then the whole tray just slides right up. So then we get this. So then we have all of the figures in this tray here. I'm going to go ahead and carefully pull these out, starting with Hondo on the left and working my way right. So if anything breaks, you guys can see it firsthand. Whoop. Porg's on the ground already. Rey's lightsaber has me worried a little. Oh, looks like it's just not in all the way. That's okay. That's okay. Just what we need, though, is another... Oh, shit. Right out of the package. Right out of the package. That bent. Did it break? So be careful of that. That definitely just kind of broke pulling that right out of the package because I was not too careful with that. I do need to be a little bit more careful. Go ahead and pull Rey out here. And then we have a Chewbacca. Notice that Chewbacca, his legs extend all the way down past here. That's just kind of fun because he is super tall. So this is the 4-pack, 3-pack, 3.5-pack. It's hard to call this a 4-pack for me because, frankly, we've got 3 legitimate toys, although 2 we already have figures of. One new one that I absolutely love so far, even only touching it for like 3 seconds. And then a pack of Porgs, a 2-pack of Porgs. Now, these came out already, and they were $6 for a 2-pack. So ideally, this is really only $20, $40, $60, $66 worth of toys. But what I want to do is go from left to right here and just kind of go through the different figures. Now on Hondo here, I'm actually probably going to give this guy his own legitimate review just because of who he is, and you know, he's a very popular character if you like the Clone Wars and Rebels. So I'm very happy that they included him in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. He's got pretty good movement in the head, but I will say on mine, the helmet is not removable, and this is a little crooked, which kind of sucks here. You can see that it's a little off center. His glasses do not move whatsoever. They don't move. They're a separate piece. They're glued on, but they don't move. I love the expression that he has on his face. You can see the digital printing here has got a lot of great shading on this. I love this. The dreads here look good. I love the detail they have on his chest and neck. His coat is a soft kind of rubbery material. His arms match the coat pretty well. They move out normally. They kind of move this way. He's got the newer elbow joint. It does get a nice 90-degree bend there. Wrist moves that way, it looks like. It's got a good molding for a trigger finger there, which his other hand is just kind of normal, bends this way. It looks like he's got two different waist pieces here, but maybe not. The torso joint moves pretty freely. It looks like he's got something else going on in there, but I think it's just an extra piece. It doesn't look like it actually moves. His pants look pretty good. He's got a upper thigh swivel. His holster is glued or pegged in on there, and I don't want to unpeg it. I don't want to try. I don't want to break anything here. He's got double jointed legs, and he's got the rocker he should have here. His gun here, oh, his gun is amazing. Look at this gun. His gun looks so good. It's all the detail, the gold and silver. I definitely love that. I'm going to go ahead and put that into his hand here. I am so happy to have Hondo. Now, I don't have anyone to compare him to. This is the first time a figure of him has been released in the Black Series line. He hasn't been on any of my wish lists, but he probably would have been on the next one. So I'm glad we got him. I don't care that he is from Resistance. I mean, how old is Hondo? Where Star Wars Episode 8 just happened, I guess, in this storyline. So how old would he be? How long do Weequays live? So let me go ahead and read the bio for this guy. For the uninitiated who don't really know much about Hondo, this is what Hondo's all about. Although I think this bio doesn't really represent the Hondo we've seen before, but it seems like Hondo's mellowed out over the years. So here we go. Hondo Onaka is a Weequay pirate turned legitimate businessman. Most would just call him a smuggler, a rough around the edges rogue. He would gladly sell his grandmother if there was money in it. He is ostensibly on the side of the Resistance, but he is first and foremost on the side of Hondo. Yeah, that's not super far off from the Hondo we know, I guess. Next we have the Porgs here. Don't want to stand them up because I don't have, it's super far away. Who cares? They basically are the same body, but with two different facial expressions. He's got like a sad face going on with the eyes. Oh, he's looking so sad. Painting's pretty good. They don't have a lot going on in the way of articulation. Just the wings kind of coming out here and a little bit on the legs. You can kind of move them side to side. This one's got more of a surprised kind of look to him. Now what I want to do is actually pull out, I've got these Porgs here, so you can see they have very similar painting going on there. He's got more of the same face that he kind of does a little bit there, but this Porg is sculpted sitting and his wings are not movable, and I just dropped him on the ground. Now this is the other Porg that came in that initial 2-pack, and he basically just is the same body, but with different face sculpts there. I've got it off center because it's hard to see. There we go. So yeah, those are the Porgs. I mean, you like the Porgs, you don't like the Porgs. That's kind of up to you. And they look good on the Octu base if you have that one with Luke Skywalker. So it's kind of nice having more Porgs, I guess, but this is the bio for the Porgs. Small, flat-muzzled avians that flock about the rocks and roost on the cliffs of Octu Island. Porgs are inquisitive creatures. That's it. That's the bio for them. So they're a $6 accessory. Who cares? Next we have Rey here. I'm going to go ahead and put her down. Now we've had two Reys released that look like this. This is named Batu Ray. These are Jedi Training Ray here. This is the one that came out in the proper line. And then this one was the Toys R Us exclusive with the metal lightsaber, the better paint job, and the metal gun, things like that. So basically we have the same character 3 times. So the thing about this that kind of sucks is just that we don't need another Ray. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Ray. I'm not one of those guys. For a movie that's only been out for a little bit, we just don't need this many Rays, you know? Especially not in the same outfit. So this is the staff that came with the original Ray. This is the staff that came with the new one. It's a slightly, maybe different color, but it's hard to say. Yeah, it's a little bit darker color. Other than that, though, no, it's the exact same staff, same thickness. So if you break one, it's not a big deal. Every other Ray you've ever had has come with the exact same staff. So that's not that big of a deal. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lightsaber differences. Looks to be pretty much the exact same lightsaber. Maybe the blade's a little darker, which is weird because if this takes place after episode 8, she shouldn't have a lightsaber, maybe, unless they fixed it. I haven't actually been to the park, so I don't know if they explained that, but the lightsaber got pretty much destroyed in episode 8. And then let's check out the gun here. Now I'm going to look at this gun, not this gun, because the gun that came with her is actually made of metal and it's completely different. This is the gun that came with the new Ray. This is the gun that came with the old Ray. It looks to be the exact same. That's good to know. This Ray here, you could tell right away, has soft goods. This is the Toys R Us exclusive. Now this one has a premium paint job where they just took more time doing it. This one has the digital face printing. This is the exact same figure, although it looks like there's like a sliver of the damage on her arm right here, but it's definitely not as pronounced as this one, which definitely has it mold. I don't know if you can see this. This one has a damage here. This one has damage, but it's not painted. And then this one looks like it should. It looks like there was damage there, but it's kind of been smoothed out. But it's 100% definitely the exact same molding, the exact same figure, down to, I mean, everything. There's no difference here. But this one definitely has the superior paint job. You can tell from the eyes on her. The eyes always give it away when someone's digitally painted, because her eyes look fantastic, whereas hers don't look awful, but they don't look good. I will say, though, she's a little shiny. It looks like she's been sweating, whereas her face is a little bit more matted. This is the hand painted one. You can tell her eyes are a little bit wonky, actually, now that I look close at this. Interesting Ray, not worth buying the package for, because you probably already have this Ray. Ray's bio reads, a scavenger toughened by life in Jakku's harsh desert, Ray has been drawn into galaxy-spanning conflict and learned that her life is being shaped by the mysterious power of the Force. And then lastly, we have Chewbacca here, looking, again, kind of samey, but actually maybe a little different. So what I have here are the original Chewbacca from the Wave 2 or Phase 2, also the 40th anniversary. And then I also have the Phase 3 Chewbacca that came out with The Force Awakens. So I was really curious to see how different these two would be. I figured these two would be different because I know at the very least their heads are different, because he's got the roaring Chewie head and he's got a different bandolier. And you can see the difference in the bandolier there. The Black Series bowcasters have been just the worst. As far as I can tell, these two Chewbaccas are the exact same. They're the same height. They have the same expression. Maybe a little bit better painting on this one. They have the same bandolier. They have the same bowcaster. The only thing that's weird about this Chewbacca is it seems like, you know what? The fur is not quite the same on the sides here. From what I noticed, this right here is on this side, and then this right here, actually it's on both sides. And this one does not have a cutout for this up here. Don't know why this one has a cutout right here. It's not like he has a lot of movement there in the first place. But I feel like his legs right here are a lot more exposed than his legs, but now maybe they're not. Maybe it's just me not really paying attention. But yeah, they're basically the exact same Chewbacca. They didn't even give us a different facial sculpt, which sucks. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the bio for this Chewbacca. A legendary Wookiee warrior and Han Solo's co-pilot aboard the Millennium Falcon, Chewbacca was part of a core group of rebels who restored freedom to the galaxy. Not a lot going on with that bio. Not a lot going on with this Chewbacca. Again, if you just never bought a Force Awakens style Chewbacca back in the day, this would be a good pickup, I guess, but definitely not worth buying over. I honestly think the solo Chewbacca has been my favorite Chewbacca so far anyway. So that's it for my Smuggler's Run unboxing slash kind of first thoughts slash review. What did you think of it? I'm gonna give it the score of 2 out of 5. This is definitely so far my least favorite of the 3 I've opened. I mean, Hondo's fantastic, don't get me wrong. For me, is he worth $70? That's tough. That's really tough. I'm definitely glad I got him. I don't mind having more porgs, but I just did not need another Chewbacca or Rey that look like this because they don't really bring anything new to the table at all. For the most part, you probably already have these, or you didn't want to buy them in the first place, so why would you want them now? But if you think that Hondo's worth that $70 price point, then I say go for it. I'm just going to give this one a 2 out of 5. For me, that 2 points is pretty much all Hondo for the most part. I just love Hondo so much that I'm giving it 2 points. I just wish they'd been at least something new. It's nice that the Rey has the digital face printing. I don't know how I'm going to display these. I just don't know what I'm going to do with this Rey. I may put the other Rey back in her box and just kind of keep her in there and store her, because I just don't need 2 of these Reys on my shelf. And this one is better. Don't get me wrong. This Rey is better, and I would probably say between the 2 Chewbaccas, this one's better. So these are better versions of those characters. It's just upgrades that we didn't really need. They're really not that big of an upgrade. So tough box, but it is what it is. Let me know in the downstairs area what you thought of it. Did I convince you to buy it? Did I convince you not to buy it? I don't know. Let me know. I love to read and respond to all the comments. Like, share, subscribe. There's also a bunch of different ways down in the downstairs area you can support my channel if you want to. That'd be cool if you did, but if you don't, that's cool too. But thanks so much for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.